our national celebration. Let's see what we are celebrating today. And so on the 5th day of December 2025, we're going to be looking at 4 celebrations which actually concerns horse. And those celebrations are, we have the International Volunteer Day, the Light Up a Life Day, the National Communicate with Your Kids Day, and also the World Soil Day. The World Soil Day. Now let's look at the International Volunteer Day. Let's see what it means. The International Volunteer Day is on December 5 annually. It is a day that recognizes the effort of volunteers in transforming their societies, economies, and environment. On this day, members of the public focus on issues of concern in their communities. The goal is not just to get others to volunteer for one day, but to change people's mindsets, attitudes, and behaviors so they become agents of change and work as partners to build a better world. In this world, sustainable human development and a spirit of equity underpin all interactions between one another. So on this day, it is just a day to volunteer. We have activists, we have lawyers who just come out to volunteer the services for the less privileged or those who do not have a voice, they become their voice. So on this day, it is just to celebrate all the volunteers we have all around, those that make things happen, talking about the economy, talking about our community, those that come out to fight for those who do not have voices in the community, the oppressed, the less privileged, the victims, those that are victimized. You see people coming out to speak on their behalf, to talk for them, to help them. And say, I saw a story, a disturbing video yesterday where a little girl of about 8 years, 7 to 8 years, was victimized. Her 2 hands were burnt, by the guardian who she was living with. The private part also was burnt, and part of her body was burnt using a candle wax. And when the woman was asked why she was doing that, she said the girl was stealing. I don't understand, a girl of 8, 7 years stealing from you. What kind of grievous punishment is that you meted on that little girl? Right now, the girl is under pain. She cries day and night. Now, it took the help of volunteers like this. It took the help of volunteers who came out to see what was going on, and they arrested this said guardian and took the little girl to the hospital. As we speak, she's receiving treatment. So these are the people that we encourage. We pray for them. We thank them because they come out. Some even go to dangerous places just because they want to help and they want the society to feel their positive impact. You also can be a volunteer today. Let people feel your impact. Help those who do not have a voice to speak. Help them to speak. And that brings me to say, if you see something, say something. And so we celebrate all volunteers all around the world today as we celebrate National Volunteer Day. Our next celebration is Light Up a Life Day, and that's under health. Light Up a Life Day is a holiday held every year on December 5, although not here but in Ireland, but we're going to steal it. It takes place close to Christmas, right when Christmas lights are going up. The holiday is an opportunity for people to put up lights that honor loved ones they may have lost. The day is a celebration of life and a great way to remember those who have left us. It helps to keep the memories alive and provides emotional relief and succor for anyone who may be grieving during the holidays. The holidays are a time we usually set aside to spend time with those people we love. Now, when those people we love are gone, it can be very difficult to cope. Commemorating them with others makes it easier. Now, it's a day to remember your loved ones, those who you spend Christmas with or those you spend quality time with, and at a point they are all gone. And when you're celebrating those special moments and they are not there, you begin to reflect back. So on this day, Light Up a Life Day, it is a day to remember our loved ones who we do things together, we play together, we spend Christmas together. And yes, it is a day that is set aside close to Christmas, and we know we are already in the festive period. Christmas is how many days from now? Just less than 25 days from now, it is Christmas. So it actually fell at the right time. So we celebrate those of our loved ones who we usually spend Christmas with, but are no longer here to celebrate the Christmas with us. And that's it on Light Up a Life Day. Now we're going to look at another one on that relationship. It is National Communicate with Your Kids Day. Now my first question is, how often do you communicate with your kids? Do you even communicate with your kids? Do you spend time with your kids? Or you just let them go? You just let them be? You go to work, you come back, you go straight into your room. You don't have time to check your children's books. You don't have time to check their friends, the friends they keep. You don't have time to monitor them or spend quality time with them to hear their side of the story, how their day went and all and so on. Do you spend time with your kids? If you don't, I'm encouraging you today to spend time with your kids. But let's look at that celebration. National Communicate with Your Kids Day is celebrated on December 5 every year, which is today. It is a special day that promotes and spreads awareness about the importance of communicating with your kids. Effective communication is key in every home. Now, did you know that kids who have good communication with their parents come out successful in life? Are you aware? If you're not aware, you need to know that today. They actually come out successful in life. They don't hide anything from their parents. They open up to their parents. But you see those kids who hide things from their parents, who depend on their peers or people outside to talk to seek advice from, they always end up something else. They don't end up well. Most of them do not end up well. But you see kids who have this very close relationship with their parents. They see their mother as their sister and their best friend. They see their father as their brother and their best friend. Not just father and mother figure, but beyond that, they come out really successful. Yes, parents who communicate with their kids often build a great relationship with them and also send their kids a message that they value their thoughts, they value their feelings. So how do you communicate with your kids? Do you send your kids messages? Do you send them text messages? Or do you write them a letter reminding them how important they are to you and how you love them so much and how you want to be part of their everyday activity in life? Do you remind your kids how special they are? Do you spend time together? You gather your kids together, you gist, you talk about things, you tell them how your past life went, or you tell them about the past and encourage them about their future. You teach them the things they ought to know. We need to do that to our kids. We owe them that obligation. As parents, it is our duty to speak with our kids. Don't allow them go get it elsewhere, because you never can tell the kind of advice those people out there will give to your kids. So help your kids today to become better person tomorrow. They are the leaders of tomorrow. So you have to shape in them while they're still young. Remember what the Bible says, train up a child the way he should go. When he grows old, he's not going to depart from it. So it is your duty as a parent to raise that child well. So that's it on National Communicate with Your Kids Day. If you don't communicate with your kids, start now to communicate with them. Make them your best friend and let them see you as their best friend. And so we are going to look at the very last one, which is on special interest, and it is World Soil Day. What do I mean by soil? The ground, where you plant your maize, your cassava, and whatever you plant. That's the soil. Now, you would say, how do we celebrate soil? Of course, you need to celebrate it, and I'll tell you why. World Soil Day is held annually on December 5. How often do we appreciate the ground beneath our feet when we know our futures depend on healthy soil. Now, this is the soil that brings the food that you eat. This is the soil that brings what you eat. Even the water, it is the soil. So how come? How come? Why won't you celebrate the ground? Why won't you celebrate the soil that gives you what to eat? You see why I said it is important? You would say, oh, how can we celebrate the soil? Of course, you have to celebrate the soil. Because if the soil does not produce food, you and I will not be able to eat. We will not be able to eat fresh vegetables. We will not be able to eat fresh food. Even the canned food you eat, most of them are also produced from the soil. It's just that they now pass it through some kind of rigorous process, chemical process, and it ends up in the can. But fresh food that makes you healthy and keeps your skin smooth and shiny, they are from the soil. So you have every reason to celebrate the soil. Isn't it odd that we don't talk enough about it? We don't even talk about the soil at all. Vastly underrated, yet incredibly vital. We underrate the soil, but it is vital. It is very, very important. Now, the world would have no food security without soil. The world will have no food security without soil. Thankfully, there's a day dedicated to the importance of healthy, sustainable soil management and keeping it that way. We're here to give you, or rather I'm here to give you the depth on why you should pay more attention and how soil is one of the most magical things on earth. It is one of the most magical things on earth. All life begins from the soil and ends from the soil. All life begins and ends from the soil. It is the source of food, medicine, and filters our water. Most of our drugs come from the soil. Most of us take soil for granted and assume it will always be around. But that's far from the truth. It takes more than 1,000 years to grow 0.4 inches of soil. Well, I don't want to go too deep into that, okay? But let's know that the soil is very important. Now, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United States supported the formal establishment of World Soil Day. The idea was to create a platform to raise global awareness of the importance of healthy soil. So this is to tell you how important our soil is, and we have to take care of our soil. Stop burning bushes. Stop killing the soil, the potency of the soil, because this is where we get our fresh meals from. So, on this day, celebrate the soil so we can have better, refreshing meals. So that's it on National Celebration today, the 5th of December 2025. We're going to go on a break. When we return, it will be time for our next spot. Stay with us.